What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, bringing you some DNF Duel content, kind of, sort of. Well, let me explain. So, for those of you who aren't aware, DNF Duel is out now, which you should be aware by now, especially after the last few videos that you've seen. I don't know when this video is actually dropping, but I've been playing a lot of DNF Duel today. We are currently 7 hours deep into my stream, and I wanted to go back through the roster of Dungeon Fighter Online, which is the RPG that DNF Duel is based on. You can kind of already see some somewhat familiar faces here, and I'm saying if you're taking a look. And basically, I did this before, and I should have recorded it back then, but I wanted to go through the Dungeon Fighter Online roster so you guys can see the characters and the different variations so that we can get an idea of what we might be able to expect as DLC in the game. There's some really cool concepts in here, and I don't really remember all of them, so some of them are going to be like, you know, fresh for me seeing again, but there's a lot of really cool stuff in here that if you guys haven't seen before, I think you're really going to like, and we can see, you know, who we might potentially end up getting in the game as bonus content. So, kicking it off, we'll just go through everything one by one. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but let's get into it. Also, you can see I've got my chat up there. Chat, be nice, say hello to YouTube. Also, can we get an Asakura bless in the chat for the one time? Anyway, moving on. So we've got the Slayer, which is a swordsman possessed by a demon called Kazan in left arm. We're not going to actually read through all of these, but I want you guys to see basically these. So you basically, how do I explain? They like evolve over time, and there's different like phases of each of them. But you can see we have the Blade Master, Soulbender, Berserker, that looks kind of familiar, right? Asura, and Ghostblade. Now the thing is, when you click on these arrows, you have the different awakenings. So there's First Awakening, Second Awakening, and Neo Awakening. And basically, if you take a look at it, what we have in the game is the First Awakening for Ghostblade. If we go to Berserker, we have the First Awakening for Berserker. So those are going to be what we focus on for each of these. So as you can see, we have Berserker, who's already in the game. We have Ghostblade, who's already in the game. We go to Asura or Asura. Another thing is too, some of them are like way cooler as the Neo Awakening or the Second Awakening, but some of them, the First Awakening actually is the best, and you're gonna notice a lot of really spiky hair. But I like this one. I like this one a lot. We go over to Soulbender. This one kind of looks like what's his name? Belial, I think, from Grand Blue. I kind of like it. His First Awakening looks completely different, but I think this is pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's pretty lit. I think it's pretty lit. And then if we go over to Blade Master, we have the First Awakening, which I don't think is anywhere near as cool as the Second Awakening or the Neo Awakening, but it ain't bad. It ain't bad. That spiky hair, by the way, you got some real 90s anime vibes going on with some of these designs. But yeah, that is the Slayer class for the males. And then if we go back, oh wait, how do I go back? We have Slayer for the females. So we have the Swordmaster, which looking kind of nice. Swordmaster, First Awakening. We have the Demon Slayer class, which again, these designs are actually insane, and I like this one a lot. You know who this one reminds me of? Reminds me of Vampire Mocha from Rosario Vampire. She looks like Mocha to me. I like it a lot. And over here we have the Vagabond, which is so pretty. This is such a sick design. This is actually a really sick design. I like this a lot. Dark Templar, which, bro, the Neo Awakenings are so good for all of these, man. But this First Awakening, IMO, is a lot cooler than the Second Awakening, and that outfit is, well, damn. And then we move on over to Spectre. And, you know, she looks like a Sai Nijima from Persona 5. I like this design a lot. I know it's really just the silver hair, but the red eyes too, and the black, it's, yeah. I'm rocking with it. Are y'all rocking with the gas? I'm rocking with the gas. But basically, you get the idea. So there's all these different character classes and different awakenings and stuff, and I don't know if we're ever gonna get characters that are of the Second Awakening or Neo Awakening, but even still, we have so many different ones that aren't in the game already that we could potentially see. So go back over the character info. Next, we have the Fighter class, which we've already got some from, so you can see Striker. So here we have Nen Master, which kind of almost looks like Chun-Li, but the First Awakening looks way different. I don't like this one that much. And we have Striker, who, this one could have been way cooler, but it's fine. This is what we have in the game. And you can see the designs are almost one-to-one of what we ended up with in the actual game of DNF. But yeah, some of the designs have small adjustments to them, but for the most part, you can see that the First Awakenings of these classes are what we end up with in the game. Then over here we have the Brawler class. which looks really similar to Striker, but she's a little more rugged, a little bit more hardcore. Looks like she likes to drop F-bombs and throw up middle fingers. And then we have Grappler for the females, which are just beautiful. She looks like well, she kind of looks like Asuka from Street Fighter, but she looks like someone else as well. Is it Akira? From a different game that I don't play? I don't remember. But she looks like she looks like your typical Japanese high school girl fighting game character. You know what I mean? But so yeah. Moving on, let's continue right along to the Fight Our Male class, which we have over here. So you can see we've got Nen Master for the males. Pretty sick design. Striker. And I can only assume, well, I don't know. Like I said, we went through this before, but I don't really remember. But I don't know if we'll have instances where we get the male and female of a class or of a type. Because I think right now we only have one, right? Where like if they give us, like say we got female Striker, we're not gonna get male Striker. Like we have male Grappler, I don't think we're gonna get female Grappler. I don't remember if that already exists in the roster, but wait. So we have the First Awakening for Striker, which I think looks pretty cool. Over here we got Brawler. Honestly, this one sucks. This design sucks a lot. You look lame as hell. This one's pretty alright. This one's the best, easily. But I would be cool with this one. Then we have the male Grappler, which we already have in the game, which that's exactly what it looks like. Going back in again, moving on, we've got the Gunner class, which you can see we have Ranger and stuff. So here's Ranger like we have in the game. Then you have Launcher, which we got female Launcher, but we don't have male Launcher. I like the male Launcher design a decent amount. It's really just the colors, I guess. Again, that super spiky anime hair. Then we have the Mechanic, which kind of looks like Chip. We have Spitfire, which I'm rocking with. I love the headbands, bro. The headbands and the super spiky anime hair. And then we have Blitz. He looks pretty sick. I would actually even say that this is the best design out of them. Maybe this one, but I definitely like it more than I like the Neo Awakening. I don't know about y'all. But I'm rocking with Blitz. Probably not a character I would play because I don't really, play Gunner type characters, but I ain't mad at it. Up next we have the Gunner for females. So we have Ranger for the women, which I hope we don't get this one because this design's mad whack. These two are cool. Wait, she's got a sword. Oh wait, never mind. I thought this was a sheath for a second. I thought that was a hilt. I was like, she's got a sword? Yeah, this one actually looks really dope. And then we have Launcher, which I think Launcher's design is the only one from what I can remember that actually looks really different. I think Launcher's design in here looks really, is way different from what she actually looks like in the game. And I think this design is way better. I like this design way more. Like way more. I wish we would have actually gotten this one instead. But it is what it is. And then we have the Mechanic, which is actually closer, I feel like, to what Launcher in the game looks like. But it still, this design's way better. IMO. And then we have Spitfire. Wait. Anyway. This design's kind of whack, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Then we have the Mages. So we have Elemental Bomber, which we would get this little guy. We've got Glacial Master, which actually looks pretty sick. It kind of looks like Killua. Probably my least favorite of these three designs, but he'd be cool just because he looks like Killua, even though he's using ice instead of lightning. Then we have the Blood Mage, which I'd be down with. Looks a lot like Swift Master, and then obviously we have Swift Master himself in the game, which all three of these designs are crack. Like, they could have given us any of these three and I'm happy. And yeah, Swift Master is actually the character I've been playing the most right now, and I'm actually learning and enjoying. So then we've got Dimension Walker. So yeah, pretty sick. Pretty sick. And you could, I'll leave a link to this website and this page in the description down below. You guys can check this out for yourself. I should have mentioned this earlier, but you can obviously go in here and read the lore of these characters and their stories and everything like that. There's, I forget which ones it is. I think it's the creators. The creators are just actual gods from the lore that I remember, because I did read some of this stuff when I went through it the first time. But I just wanted to show you guys who've probably never seen any of this what the roster could potentially look like, and you guys can let me know in the comments down below which characters you would want to see the most based off everything you've seen. I guess wait till the end of the video, or you could just leave multiple comments. That's fine by me too. And while you're at it, leave a like on the video. Y'all know it's free, right? It don't cost you nothing. Y'all been kind of slacking lately. But anyway, I digress. Let me know, based on what you see here, what characters you would want to see the most, just based off their designs, get added to DNF Duel as a DLC character. But moving on, you can see we have the mages, which we've already got Enchantress, but you can see we have the Elementalist, Summoner, which again, the other Awakenings are better, IMO, Battle Mage, which I like this design a lot actually, and this one's really cool too, and then this one not so much. This one not so much. I don't know what it is with like the Awakenings. The first Awakening started out as like some really old school like 90s anime stuff, and then as it goes on, it like upgrades to something a lot more modern. Maybe this is how the game evolved over time actually. Maybe when the game came out, I don't know, I've never played DFO. Like there was only First Awakenings, and then over time they added Second Awakenings and then Neo Awakenings. I don't know. That would explain it. Because like this definitely looks like a much more modern and newer art than this, obviously, right? Then we have the Witch. And then we have Enchantress, who's actually in the game, and all of Enchantress's Awakenings actually look pretty cool. And honestly, I think my favorite one here is the Second Awakening. Yeah, but the First Awakening's not bad either. First Awakening, not bad either. Moving on, we have the Priest class. Holy Broly himself, we have Crusader, who I would say his First Awakening is probably the coolest one. Honestly. You ain't gonna catch me playing him, but you know. Then we have the Monk, which I ain't never seen a monk like this before in my life, but maybe y'all have, especially y'all. Y'all practicing a different belief system than what the monks I heard of. Then we have the Exorcist, which I wonder if they added him to the game, would this kind of work sort of like Astra does for like Dragon Knight or something? This little character here. And then we have the Avenger. And I'm not really a big fan of any of these, to be honest. But, you know, the Priest class in general just probably isn't really suited for your boy. That being said, hashtag sturdy for Jesus. Can we get an Asakura bless in the chat? Can we get an Asakura bless in the chat? Shout out Holy Broly. Shout out Holy Broly. If you don't know about hashtag sturdy for Jesus, you need to tune into the streams. Twitch.tv/LotusAsakura. Link is always in the description down below. I mean, I guess it's obvious by the fact that the chat is up there, but I didn't mention that I'm obviously doing this live on the Twitch right now. We got 600 people in here right now. Well, no, I did say I've been live for like 7 hours, so I did kind of mention it, but link is in the description. Moving on, we have the Priest for the women. So we got Crusader, which really pretty, really pretty. Inquisitor, who's actually in the game, and honestly, these all look really similar. I mean, I guess the armor's a little different. This one's probably the coolest, but it's, you know, they're pretty much all the same. Then we have the Shaman class, which I would love to have because she's just gorgeous. And then we have Mistress, which, well, it writes itself. It writes it. She looks so sick. Also, I love staff characters in fighting games. I think she's yeah, it says right here she's a scythe, but like scythe, staffs, nunchaku, I feel like those are really underrated weapons for characters in fighting games. We don't have enough characters that use stuff like that. I need more of that, like Keelik and Maxi and Soul Calibur, or even like Talon, Tonfa. We don't have enough Tonfa characters either. But yeah, Mistress is looking kind of, you know what I'm saying. Moving on, we have the Thief class. So we have Rogue, which we already have Kanoichi, but Rogue looks really sick. Then we have Necromancer, which this one's alright. Just got a stand, because I already know that's exactly where you're going. I already know that's exactly where you're going. You're calling this Star Platinum off rip. Yeah, I'm on to you fucking JoJo fans. Anyway, and then you have Kanoichi, which is obviously who we have, and all these designs are good. I do like this Neo Awakening the most. Oh, and the mask too. Wait a minute, this is gas. I do like the Neo Awakening the most, but the design we have is pretty good too. I'm not mad at this at all. Why did her... I was gonna say, are her ears less pointy? But no, they're still the same. And then we have Shadow Dancer, which is also really sick. I would love to have this design in the game. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, do we have multiple, hold on. Now that I think about it, do we have multiples of like one subclass? Like, do we have multiples of a subclass? Do we have multiple subclasses from like one class in the game? No, I'm trying to think. Because we do if there's like a male and a female, but like say for example like a thief, right? Like would we be able to get any of these since we already have Kunoichi? There's 2 agents. Oh yeah, because we have Hitman and Troubleshooter. Alright, cool, yeah. So there's still a good chance that we could get some of these other ones in here. I have no idea what their plans are for DLC or how they're like mapping this out or whatever, but like I said, I think this is just fun to go through. Up next we have the Knight class, which I know LK would be a fan of. So we have the Elven Knight. She's pretty. Definitely like the Neo Awakening the most, but it's still pretty cool. Then we have Whoa. Oh, whoa. This video might fuck around and get demonetized, not gonna lie. But we have the First Awakening for Chaos. Then we have Lightbringer. I love the hair on this one. The whole design, she looks like a Saint Seiya character. This is sick. The First Awakening is definitely the worst one, bro. The Neo Awakening and the Second Awakening are so good for this one. And then this one's just, it's whatever. Like this is not bad, but when you see these two first, you're just like, oh come on, son. Actually, I think I like this one the most, just because of the headpiece. But they're all really good. They're all really good. And we have Dragon Knight, which this is what we ended up with, which I ain't mad at all. And then moving on, we've got the Demonic Lancer class, which includes Vanguard, right? So we've got Vanguard, which this is what we got here, which I think is actually probably the better one of the 3. I mean, like, I guess you could say he's got cooler armor here, but I think it looks bulkier, and I don't really like bulky characters. I mean, obviously, my man's is kind of jacked anyway, but you know what I'm saying. Then we got Skirmisher, which is kind of a whack name, but he looks pretty cool. He reminds me of, is it Felix from Fire Emblem 3 Houses? I rocks with it, I rocks with it. Then we have Dragoon, which looks raw as fuck. I'm so down for Dragoon. Let me get Dragoon, and he uses a beam spear, whatever that means. And like they have like gameplay stuff here, but it's not really, I mean, since the game is not, you can kind of get an idea of like what some of them look like if you really want to look, but obviously this isn't gonna, I mean, it can give you an idea of what they'd be like in the fighting game, but it's obviously a very different game. But yeah, pretty sick actually. So anyway, and we have Impaler, which again looks like another Belial character. And honestly, I like this one the most out of all of them. I honestly like the First Awakening the most out of these 3. So if we got him, he kind of gives me Seth vibes, but like grown up and more mature. Yeah, I see you, Silas. Yeah, he kind of gives me Seth vibes, but I rocks with it. He uses a javelin as his weapon. And my man's out here in the full leather, you feel me? So I'm here for that. Moving on, we have the Agent, which we already have Troubleshooter and Hitman. But here's the Secret Agent. And these are all very samey, but it's cool. We have Troubleshooter, which I think we got the worst one of the 3 for Troubleshooter. But it's whatever. I also just think Hitman's way better in general. And these are all pretty cool. I'd say we got the worst one out of the 3 on this one, but it's a solid design to start with anyway, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then we have Specialist, which I don't know what this cyber blade joint is he got going on here, but I'm digging this whole steampunk with the goggles and the blade. It looks pretty sick to me. I'd be down for it. I don't know if we're gonna get a 3rd one from the Agent class, but I wouldn't complain if it's the Specialist. Now, if it's a Secret Agent, I might be like, But if it's a Specialist, I might rock with it. Man's got a core blade. So 2 more left. We have the Dark Knight and the Creator classes. I was waiting for a second. So yeah, here we have the Dark Knight, which, he could probably have a really sick moveset, but I don't really love his design that much. Dude, my man's is jacked in this one. Goodness gracious, his arms are huge. Kind of a slim little, you know what I'm saying, like in like, whatever, and then he just kind of like, damn, bro. How long we've been in the gym? And then we have the creator class. So yeah, she uses a broomstick as her weapon. I actually low-key want to read you guys the lore on this one, and we've got some time, so hold on. I want you guys to understand the lore of the creator class. The creator was once a normal girl, one of the most talented students in the Terracotta organization, which made her one of the strongest magicians in all of the Pandemonium. She had seen the fight between Iris Fortune Singer and Nu, the organization's first battle mage, which was a battle on a scale she had never even imagined before. In this battle, Nu used chasers to attack at melee range, something that was never seen before in those days, while Iris exceeded the limits of warlocks and elemental masters, commanding magic that is unknown to us even today. From that day, the girl's only goal was to become stronger, so when Iris offered her power in exchange for being a part of the Vilmark experiments, she agreed without hesitation. But the experiment was a failure, and the girl falls into the time gate where she would go through many hardships and challenges before she would be able to wield the very essence of the time gate, known as the Familiar of Time. Using this, she can create cracks in the dimension and take things out of the time gate. The girl could borrow power from the Big Bang, from the beginning of time, or bring out the power of a supernova. She can pull out raging flames or freezing snowstorms. What could be taken out of the time gate was only limited by the imagination of the user, this Familiar of Time. Once she mastered this ability, she was dubbed the Creator. On the way of her training, she had met Dark Knight, who was also part of the Vilmark experiments. He explained to Creator about the visions that he had, explaining that he had seen the very end of the world. Having nothing more to learn, she worked together with Dark Knight. They used most of their power to escape from the time gate, and they went their separate ways to regain their new powers and to prevent the terrible future that Dark Knight had seen. So basically, she could be the most broken character. She actually controls space and time, bro. Like what? What? So yeah, can we get a little idea like what her gameplay looked like in the original RPG real quick before we get out of here? She's just an actual deity. Like, I bet she'd be so annoying to fight in this game, like in DNF Duel. But screw it, add her. Add in all the characters we don't have. Make the roster huge. Actually, don't make it too big. I don't want to have to learn that many matchups, but that'll do it. That is all of the different characters and classes in the original Dungeon Fighter Online RPG. So let me know your thoughts. Like I said, which character would you really want to see get added to the game as a DLC character? Which design did you love the most? I'm partial to a couple of them myself, you know, in the Demonic Lancer class and in the Knights and Thieves, and you know, there's a couple I wouldn't mind seeing get added. So and definitely the female priest class, I'd like to see, like the shaman and the mistress. But yeah. But I don't know if we'll get another one because we already have Inquisitor, so. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't, whatever it is, you can stay tuned for all this content up and I'll bring you. With all that being said, the spiritual off today, remember, nothing happens to you from the bad. Later.